So yeah, lovely talk. I just participate some part of it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will come back and join with you. I have to go off and do a little bit with my group for a few minutes, for a bit,
Yeah.
but I will come back and listen in afterwards.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, see you in a moment. So, okay. So I'm going to share my PPTs.
Yeah.
Okay. So this afternoon in China, so you know how to see that. So it doesn't move.
I don't think we can see your slides yet.
Probably we need
It says it's
a
coming.
second. Okay. I just can see part of my face. So anyway, you know, I'm Chen Fang from, sorry, okay, here I get that. So
Yes, it's working.
okay, so Chen Fang from you know, University of International Business and Economics, so, just the UIBE. So I'm the coordinator, you know, together with Moose or Dongbing from the same institution as the coordinator of the part in China. So the first half an hour will be, you know, a kind of opening remarks about the call for new liberal arts and the English teaching in China. So very briefly, so I'm going to talk about the following slide, the current situation of English teaching in China, the call for new liberal arts, and the English teaching in the context of new liberal arts, and also a sample curriculum in the School of Foreign Languages. And then, so I'd like someone to share their teaching experiences, you know, in the new context. So yes, the current situation of China's English teaching as part of tertiary education. So I just get some statistics. So the first one is from Professor Wang. In 2019, he published a paper. So according to his statistics, so there were 1,000 tertiary institutions, you know, they offer, you know, the English programs. So every year we have about 200,000 English majors graduates. So that is, you know, a quite large number, right? So this morning, Professor Li Cuiying, you know, had another group of number. So according to her, so now we have about, you know, 1.5 million English teachers. So among them, 200,000, you know, work in a college or university. So the English teachers, at the tertiary institution. So it is quite interesting, you know, in 2018, you know, the year when we celebrate the 14th anniversary of reform and opening up, there's a debate about the English as a major. You know, they're wondering whether it is, you know, the worthiness of English as a major. So, you know, a kind of result of the discussion of the debate is that, so it is a kind of out of fashion. You know, if you are learning English for English's sake, that is to learn English literature and to learn, you know, the English linguistics or linguistics in general. So some, you know, educator put forward a solution that is English plus another major. You know, it can be English plus business, the economics, the finance, the law, or the other, political sciences. So a lot of students in the Chinese university will opt for the double major. Okay, that is in addition to English, they want to choose another, professional. So, the main purpose is to be, competitive in the future labor market. So that is a kind of, a situation in China. So I just read a book, so just some part of it. So the title is The Crisis in China's English Education. So it is relates directly to the debate about English as a major. So on November the 3rd, 2020, the Ministry of Education, so issued this declaration on the construction of a new liberal art in Shandong University, the Weihai campus of the Shandong University. So I think, Merton and Harvard, so in 2018, gave a very good summary about the phenomena. That is, the knowledge must be brought together. Okay, that is the mantra for contemporary education. So a desire to integrate diverse knowledge practices. So appears almost everywhere, so including China. So research challenges are often described as wicked problems that require interdisciplinary collaboration to resolve. So, in the past few years, so, we have, the national standard of the different majors at the tertiary level. So we have that for business English, that is the national standard of business English teaching at the tertiary level. In this document, the student majoring in the business English, they need to learn, several disciplines. So the following table is about the main courses, in my university. So it is in Chinese. So I can give you, English translation. In the first 4 semesters, so all the students need to learn the business English. That is an integrated course. So we have business English 1, business English 2, 3, and 4. So in addition to the business English, so the students need to study the introduction to a literary theory and the literary criticism, and also introduction to the study of language or the general linguistics, and also some courses just like the principles of economy and introduction to business, and also some courses in the field of laws, okay, and also the courses to the intercultural communication. So you can see, so the students need to be involved in different disciplines. So, my, I worked as the English teacher, so in the business English program. So my teaching experiences can be summarized as the follows. So the first 4 semesters, so the principle is something like a language first and a business second. Business discourses are employed as the teaching materials, so with the purpose of improving the students' English proficiency. So in this context, these business discourses are quite similar to the literary works, as the teaching materials. So you are learning the English vocabulary, the grammar, and also the organization of the passage. So the purpose is to improve the students' English proficiency. So it can be summarized as the content-based English teaching and learning. While the third and the fourth year, the second 4 semesters, so the principle changes into business first and the language second. So the business discourses have their own, disciplinary value. So you are learning the business knowledge, through reading those business discourses. So that is to learn business in English. Okay, so it is a very brief summary of the teaching or design, principles of the curriculum. For example, the business English. So I have some problems. I just find it is very difficult, to reconcile the two. Okay, it doesn't matter in the first 4 semesters, the English language first and the business second, while in the second 4 semesters, that is the business first and the language second. In the first 4 semesters, the students, okay, always, push me, okay, teaching me grammar and giving me more language exercises. So, they think, to learn the language is to learn the grammar. And if you want to improve your language proficiency, you need to do a lot of language exercises. So while in the second 4 semesters, so the question from the student or the problems from the student, okay, so they think it's much easier or it's much more efficient, okay, for them to learn the business language in their mother tongue. Okay, for example, in Chinese, so maybe it's the students sometimes think the English teachers is not so professional, okay, as far as the business knowledge is concerned. They would like to learn the principles of economies from a business school, okay, instead of attending the courses in English, are given by an English teacher. So we have the problem. So it is the first one. So the language and the business learning, the two can hardly be reconciled. So the second problem is, interdisciplinary, learning, or the integrative learning. The ideal effect is a kind of 1 + 1 larger than 2. So, I just remember, in the paper published by Mayton and Harvard, so they think that just to put, the two, knowledge practices together, so it is not enough. So we need to do something more, okay, to achieve that ideal effect. That is a 1 + 1, okay, larger than 2. But for my students, they learned the literary theory, learned how to do the literary criticism. So they learned the business, the principles of economics. They learned the law. So they do not know, okay, how to, use or employ, say, the knowledge from the disciplines when they are facing some problems. Okay, it is quite hard, okay, for them, to benefit from the learning in the different disciplinary fields. So, so just as the starting point, so I put forward these 2 problems. So you're welcome to make comments, to give me suggestions, and you're also welcome to give, okay, the problems you have, okay, in your teaching. It doesn't matter that it's a legal English, business English, or the other professional English. So in China or whatever in the other part of the world. Okay. Okay, just the opening remarks. Okay.
I actually have the problem even in the first 2 semesters. So when I was teaching the English
Business
course,
English.
yeah, because these students come to university and thinking that they're going to learn a lot about both business knowledge and English. And then it turns out that for the first 2 semesters, they're actually learning quite a lot about the language itself, but not the business part. So they're a bit disappointed in the courses, and they will say that, we really hope that you can talk more about the business part of business English instead of just talking about English.
Okay, your students are much more ambitious than my one. Okay, in my class, they just give me, push me, okay, to teach me more grammar, or teach me the way to learn or memorize the English words more efficiently. Okay, so even they want to learn the business knowledge in the first 2 semesters, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your response?
Oh, no, I would just say, for the first 2 years, it's really important that you start building up your knowledge about English so that you can learn the content knowledge better in the 3rd and the 4th semester. That's what I tell them, but I'm not sure because I didn't really follow up what's going to happen to them.
Okay.
Sorry?
Yeah, I mean, whether they are or they were convinced by you.
I'm not sure. They don't look convinced.
May I ask a question here? Can you tell me what the reasoning is behind structuring the course this way? Is this primarily to develop business people who have a sound knowledge of English, or to develop a really sound knowledge of English by making it quite complicated right from the start and making it vocationally based? What's the underlying aim?
Okay, of the whole curriculum?
Yeah.
Okay,
what do they want to see at the end, or are they hoping that they will end up with a whole lot of businessmen with perfect, and women with perfect English? Where are they aiming? Where is the emphasis falling on this?
Yeah, so probably it can be summarized like this. So, we want our students to be, successful businessmen, but with the solid, liberal arts education.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So in China, so we see the businessman can be of 2, categories. So you can be, the businessman, so whose purpose is to make a profit, to be, wealthy someday. The other one is, you need to be the businessman with the social responsibility and to care about the welfare of the whole society. So yeah. So the ultimate mission of our education is to prepare our students to be the businessman with the solid, liberal arts education.
Thank you.
And also, can be competent in the international business. So, we are in a, period or era of globalization. So you need to do a business, okay, with the other countries. So that is why, that is why we have the business English program that is about 20 years ago, when China had that, a reform and opening up policy. So want to, do business, okay, to be a part of the global market. So we need, the expertise, we need the students, we need the talents who are both influent, okay, in the lingua franca, that is the English, and also has some business knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Is that also useful, I suppose, as a lingua franca right over China, where you've got multiple Chinese languages, and gives them a common language for business?
Yeah, yes. Yes. So China is doing business with English-speaking countries, and also some Asian countries in China. As our neighbor countries. So the first stage probably we need to use English as the lingua franca, but now the foreign languages in addition to English. So a lot of schools of foreign languages now teach Korean, Japanese, German, and French. A lot of foreign languages are taught at the tertiary level, but the number of students who are learning the other foreign languages are relatively smaller in comparison with the number of students who are learning English.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the reason. So we have business English, so rather than business Japanese or business Korean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what are the other subjects where English is still slotted in across the top as well? Is it just business English, or is it economics and I don't know?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
What other vocational subjects, for instance, would they slot English in across the top? Is it just business English and therefore English as through business English, or are you doing it in other subject areas as well, like sciences or architecture or anything like that? Is there anywhere else where that English load is on top as well?
Yeah. Okay. So in my school, and also in my university. So my university is the University of International Business and Economics. So business English is the main strength of my institution. For the other colleges or institutions, probably they offer the English in their own the discipline with the strengths. So to be illustrating, in addition to the English majors, we also teach English to the non-English majors. I mean, the students, for example, in the School of Finance, the School of Law, and the School of Business, to these non-English majors, in the last decade, I think, so we designed, the professional English, the corresponding, corresponding to each, professional schools. For example, we have the finance, the English of finance, or the financial English. So the legalese, I think that is a legal English to the student from the School of Law. So yes, so we do, have the design of the courses, catering for the needs from the other schools. So, but how to see that, business English, has the priority in comparison with the others. So, probably we have that, materialistic basis for that. If you are doing business, so it is much easier to make a big amount of money rather than, to learn the language, for the purpose of, get you, move further in that academic area.
Yes, there's obvious advantages in business.
I think Billy's got his hand up. Do you have any comment? You're still on it. Yeah.
Hi. Sorry, and please excuse any dog noises in the background.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, I just shared with you the website for Reading to Learn. I mean, there have been 1 or 2 papers in the LCT corpus which looks at reading to learn or genre pedagogy as a good way of integrating language and
okay, thank you, Billy.
and content. So it would do some of what you're asking. It would like kind of give you language exercises, but they would be, it could be linked to their economics or their business content already. So it would show them some of the points of doing the business in English, because you're learning these terms and ideas in English. So it'll work with their communication. But I think that I mean, they're very self-consciously.
The dog wants to have his scene.
Yeah. No, the 2 dogs are playing with each other. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's early morning here, and they
wants to have the international audience.
Oh yes, totally. Yeah, so it just brings the 2 together and shows some of the points of doing
The 2 together, business and the language together.
Yes, I did. While they're quiet for a minute, I just wanted to ask, what kind of literature do you do like English stories or novels, or is it literature in the sense of texts related to business?
Okay, so for the first 4 semesters, I have we have a business English 1, 2, 3, 4. The passages are mainly from we have economics, and also the CN and also BBC. They have the business column. So some passages were selected from this website, and also from the Harvard Business Review. A lot of interesting articles published there. Mainly with the business as the main contents. So the passages are frequently updated. So mainly from economists, the business Harvard Business Review, and also from some monographs, in the field of cross-cultural communication, and also some of them are from the textbooks of the introduction to business.
Okay, so the intercultural communication, is that what you mean by literary theory?
No, so yeah, I just answer your question to the literature as the reading materials. For the introduction to literary theory and literary criticism, so that is quite traditional. The English poems, short stories, and also the classic works in different historical periods. So that is more traditional. Just like the materials used in the Department of English, in the Western University.
Would it be right that your students are not starting off with no English? They would be coming with English from high school, wouldn't they?
Yes. Yeah. So the students, educated in the junior and senior high schools, so their English proficiency is much higher than the senior high school students about 10 or a decade years ago. So their quite fluent in reading and speaking, but some of them had the problem in the English writing, but it is fine for them to read this teaching materials. So
yeah, that's interesting.
okay.
Sorry, I think we need to move on to the next speaker.
Okay. Okay, so
Thank you very much.
have...
That was interesting.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
so
thanks for
this
the
discussion
in the chat box.
Okay. So yes, so in this afternoon, we have 2 more sessions, right? So the first session, we invite 5, right? Most 5 or 4.
4.
4. We will invite 4, scholars to give the academic presentation, and then after that, so we have a panel discussion. So we worked together to